thousands of years ago, they were Apollo, Zeus, Ares. Now they are Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and the other heroes and villains of DC and Marvel Comics. Join us every week as we discuss the legendary stories, characters, concepts, and other parts of comics as we examine the modern pantheon of heroes. Let's get heroic. Welcome to Under Two Capes, the podcast for the comic book fan. Welcome to Under Two Capes. I am Jared.
And I'm Lad.
And Lad sounds great because he's on his computer instead of his phone. So
Correct.
Appreciate the upgrade, dude.
Yep, no problem.
All right, so continuing our SnyderVerse coverage, because that's really popular right now. Considering the Snyder episodes are actually our highest played episodes of all time. So, and Lad froze again. So what we're going to do is we are going to go over different storylines that you guys can read that will that are basically like, if you want to like know pretty much like have a basic idea of some of the little concepts in Snyder's little movie universe, here are some storylines. So I'll share my screen and we'll get to it. Okay, Lad, can you see this?
Let me see. Yes.
Okay.
SnyderVerse readings.
Now, in terms of, I'm going to start with Justice League. Basically, actually start with the Grant Morrison run right here, JLA, because here's the funny part about that series. So previously, the Justice League was made up of a bunch of useless characters, which is why in the Death of Superman storyline, when the League went to go fight Doomsday, it was like Superman is the only really powerhouse there, but you had like Maxima, Booster Gold, Martian Manhunter, only he was disguised as someone else, Ice, Guy Gardner, kind of Green Lantern, he wasn't a Green Lantern at the time, and like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. In other words, really like low power people. But then Grant Morrison was like, why don't we have like all of the really popular characters? And this is where you get like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the bearded and long-haired Aquaman with the little hook hand.
Yeah.
Wally West, the Flash. And yes, Lad, that is Wally West. It's not Barry Allen. I know you're confused about that.
It looks like Barry Allen. No.
It's not my fault they wear the same costume, DC. Martian Manhunter, John Jones. Superman when he was a blue dude. It's a really weird and stupid story.
What? He's blue. Why is he blue?
That was the storyline where he was using his he was losing his powers, so he sort of gained electrical powers, and then he had to wear a containment suit.
I guess
it's weird, bro.
Yeah.
It's so 90s.
Yeah.
And then you have Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern. So next. And then basically any really of the Justice League storylines will do, just if you want to see how the team is supposed to operate. Particularly when we get into the new 52 line, because that is pretty much, except for Green Lantern, Snyder's lineup for the Justice League. You have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, and then new at this point, Cyborg. Previously, right. Cyborg was never a member of the Justice League.
Yeah, just Teen Titans
exactly.
Graduate, you could call that now.
Yeah, he was a Teen Titans guy.
Rip everyone else. They didn't graduate. They're still in Teen Titans College or whatever.
In terms of Batman, I actually have that on a different list. Let me go to here. We have The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. This is the storyline where Batman and Superman first fought. And this is what returned Batman to the really dark times. In other words, this transition from Adam West to now.
1986, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I know a lad loves it every time I reference Adam West.
Yeah, what's the deal here? Why is he so dark and gruesome.
Well, because at that point it was getting kind of unrealistic to the way the world was in the 80s.
Yeah. Did during this era were other superheroes also becoming really dark, like this Batman Returns?
Oh, Wonder
Dark
Woman
Knight
was
Returns?
super dark.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, first off, Batman killed people in this.
Oh.
So anyone wondering where Snyder got the idea of Batman killing people? And Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure most of the stunts in the Batman 66 show in reality killed people.
No, he never hurt anybody. Okay.
Yeah, Superman and Wonder Woman had a daughter in this continuity that was like super violent, hated humans, and saw herself as like a Kryptonian supremacist.
Nice.
It was like really, really intense. That's in the story Dark Knight 3, The Master Race.
Is this before or after the whole Comics Code Authority?
Oh, way after.
Event?
Way
Okay.
after. That
Okay.
was done in like the 1960s or so.
Okay. So that was a time when they started making things a bit like, friendlier and you know like the Adam West era, and then go ahead.
What happened with that is because so you had comics from like 1938 till about maybe 1904. I have to remember 1945, 1950, somewhere like post World War II era.
Yeah.
And then you had this guy, this psychologist named Frederick Wertham, and he wrote this book called Seduction of the Innocent. And it was the idea that so at the time there was an epidemic of juvenile delinquency, and he was linking it to comic books. He's saying if you read a comic book, you become a juvenile delinquent.
Confirmed.
Somehow that makes sense.
I can confirm that, viewers.
So
I've become
a lot of comic book houses like folded. So Marvel and DC and all the other surviving ones came together with the Comics Code Authority and was a self-censoring body that's saying you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. You couldn't have vampires, you couldn't have werewolves, you couldn't do
what about my teen romance like drama Twilight?
Yeah, they'd be banned.
Werewolf people.
Oh, you mean the werewolves that turn into actual wolves and not like they're actually supposed to turn into anthropomorphic wolves?
I don't know.
They're called lycanthropes. They're not called werewolves.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
As someone that studies mythology, this is really simple. But anyway, so around the 60s, I think it was Marvel was the first book company that decided, screw it, off with it, because at the time you had a lot of protests because of the Vietnam War, anti-government sentiment. So they're like, do we really want to have a government-approved comic book?
Right. So, I mean, because it was self-centering and made things more lighthearted, but then it was, after a while, they kind of, like you said, they didn't want to censor themselves, and they also kind of realized that people didn't really care as much anymore, so they kind of just abolished it, or I don't know if it kept going for a little bit, but they started doing their own things, and I guess that's how you end up with this era, like this really dark and gruesome era again.
Yeah, let me put it this way. Dark Knight Returns, if this were in the Comics Code era, it would never have come out. There was no way in hell this would have come out.
Batman's got a gun there. That's so evil.
He aims a gun at someone. That scene in BVS where that one dude with a flamethrower who actually turns out to be the DC character KG Beast is aiming a flamethrower at Martha Kent. And he goes, "I'll kill her. Believe me, I'll do it." And Batman shoots his tank. That's in the comic, except Batman actually shoots someone. Yeah, so there's no way that would have been like made. Okay, so in terms of, let's go to the next character. In terms of Superman, you can go to like Superman Unchained, which is kind of a darker, any Superman story in like the new 52 era, or again with Frank Miller, Superman Year One, because it's more of like a darker, like unconventional tale of the origin of Superman. And that I get the feeling Snyder really takes a lot from Frank Miller. Now, in terms of Wonder Woman, I would go with the George Perez run of Wonder Woman, because this is where it kind of introduced a little more of this sort of modernized her origins. They still kept the Steve Trevor crash, except instead of in World War II, he crashed in the 80s because it came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
but and if you want like as close to the movie as you can, probably be this one, because the Wonder Woman in the movie is a little more of the warrior type, where the other one is more, where the one in the first introduction comics, like the old Golden Age Wonder Woman, she's more of the peacemaker type. There's no way she'd be like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. In terms of yeah, exactly. In terms of Darkseid,
he looks so derpy in that photo.
Yeah, I know, that's the way he used to look. He had on robes instead of armor.
Yeah, I recognize him because this is how he looked in Super Friends. Very it's comic book accurate. Okay.
All right, I'll give you that. And then written by Jack Kirby, because what happened is that he went from DC to Marvel. And DC was like, okay, Kirby, here's a couple of books. You can do whatever you want. You can do the story, the art, the editing. It's all yours. So he made this. He made this entire cosmic mythology. He made the whole thing. The God world split in two, and then it became New Genesis and Apocalypse. That was him.
That's so cool. It's funny. He like left Marvel. And it's like, hey, you want to work at DC?
Hey, come on, really guys.
Cool yeah.
The amount of stuff, by the way, that Jack Kirby has created, it's incredible. And then let's see what else. In terms of, again, Wonder Woman, this is one of my favorite eras of Wonder Woman, because this is like the post-Infinite Crisis Wonder Woman, where so she kills Maxwell Lord by snapping his neck. Again, no way this could be in the Comics Code Authority. And so she kind of goes on the run because no one knows who that she killed was the bad guy at the time, because the only thing that's shown is a video of her snapping a dude's neck. So obviously they think she murdered someone. And she's ostracized by the League because Superman and Batman are like, well, you killed someone. But Wonder Woman's like, yeah, but he was mind controlling Superman and causing him to cause destruction. So at that point, that's the one point I was reading that comic and I was like, yeah, she's right. What are you guys talking about? You can't always not kill someone.
Or her like, why didn't she just use the magic of truth and control him?
I know.
A lasso of truth.
Why didn't she make the lasso fall on his feet, and then all of a sudden he realized the error of his ways, like in the movie?
Yeah, exactly.
That was the dumbest part of that movie, by the way. I was like, that's it?
That was a bit sketchy.
That's it?
That was a bit sketchy.
The cheetah fight was sweet, but I thought it was going to be more with her fighting Maxwell Lord. I'm like, come on.
That was a bit sketchy, I'll admit.
So anyway, so she abandons the Wonder Woman persona, and it gets taken up by Donna Troy. And then she becomes Diana Prince, agent for the Department of Metahuman Affairs. Basically, they're like S.H.I.E.L.D., and that they work with the League. So they have no idea that one of their top agents is actually Wonder Woman. And this is when it's also added to her status quo that when she spins and turns into Diana Prince, she's completely mortal, meaning she can be like hurt.
Oh, okay.
And it's the thought that's actually a gift, because that way she can be more human.
That's actually kind of cool. I
know. I love it. I think it's great. In terms of big, like, grand spectacle, I'd say Brian Hitch, Justice League of America, because what this series introduced is, by the way, it's self-contained, so it's like it's using new 52 versions of these characters, but it's not like in continuity.
Okay.
And what it tells is a story about how Rao, the sun god from Krypton, arrives on Earth and then starts converting people to his religion. Except what it turns out is he is actually, the way that Rao works is people become his acolytes, but what they don't realize is that Rao is siphoning their energy. So Superman has to fight the sun god, who, by the way, emits red solar radiation.
That's not healthy for Superman.
That is not healthy at all. So it involves a lot of time travel and everything. It's really cool.
Kind of trippy.
Yeah, it's very trippy. And then Justice League Rebirth was more this is taking place after the death of Superman, and this gives the League like Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz Green Lantern. Yes, my lanterns. And this is also the pre-New 52 Superman, because what had happened is that when the new 52 Superman died, this guy took his place, and this is where we get the introduction of like Jonathan Kent's Superboy and Lois Lane. And then you had classic storylines like the one where, well, first off, Justice League versus Suicide Squad.
Hey, wait a second. Look, Max Lord. His nose is bleeding. He has the papers. That's like referencing kind of like, does he do that in the comic book also, where he's like wiping his nose?
The comic is that whenever he uses his powers, it like hurts him.
Oh, okay, that's so cool.
That's why in the movie, when he starts using the powers, eventually he starts to like nosebleed and everything.
Yeah, that's so cool. I thought they just kind of made that in the movie. That's so cool. It's also referencing the comic book, and they did it so well in the movie where it's like he was like, look like he was falling apart by the end of it, you know?
Yeah, he was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
There was a storyline where the future children of the Justice League come back in time because there was like this apocalypse, and they go back in time to stop it, because that always works well.
Yeah,
ask Barry Allen.
Yeah.
And
that never works.
It turns out Wonder Woman is the reason.
Huh.
Aquaman becomes like a cyborg creature. Also during this area is Metal. In case you're wondering what this is, when Craptus League came out in 2017, they did a promotion where you could get a free comic. It's basically the first comic of Justice League from the New 52, except it's just a variant cover.
Oh man, I thought it would be like all the characters drawn in like the movie style.
That would be great. I would love if they would just redo the New 52 League, except done in this art style.
Right. We need, if we don't get SnyderVerse, we need to have like it fully adapted into comics.
Like, talked to Jim Lee about it, so that's a possibility. Chances are we're gonna get it in a movie. It's only a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're doing a lot of these episodes, prepping you for that, because we're operating under the assumption, and it's an inevitability, no matter what Warner Brothers says, they're gonna do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So we also have the storyline where, Wonder Woman is shot, and she has to be healed by Superman. Batman leaves the Justice League and forms his own smaller team called the Justice League of America, which is made up of him, Vixen, the Ray, the Atom, Black Canary, Killer Frost, and Lobo. Yeah, he recruits Lobo. And then here, Scott Snyder's Justice League run. First off, this was the first time in like a while we've had except for the Flash, the actual cartoon Justice League lineup.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because here it's Barry Allen, and this
it's also the same thing.
This is also post the building of the Hall of Justice.
Oh, cool.
Because they had the plans for it at the end of Death Metal. They kind of teased that at the last panel. And this is where you get the lead up to Perpetua showing up. Like there's a story where like Lex Luthor absorbs Martian Manhunter and gets superpowers.
Oh man.
And then you also have Starro invading, and then obviously there's Perpetua. I really hope they keep her dead because she was annoying.
Yeah.
And then we're currently doing Brian Michael Bendis's Justice League, which I haven't really delved into yet. I have the issues because what I did was, so when the Snyder Cut was coming out, they released these variant covers. So they had 6 of them, 3 in color, 3 in black and white. I could only get the colored ones, but so far we have this one.
Yeah, let's see. Ooh, that's very nice.
Yeah. We have Jim frickin' Lee, baby.
All right.
And then this one.
Nice.
With the badass Steppenwolf.
Steppy is the best.
Yeah, so I got that. Because Lad knows I get a crap ton of merch for this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to do like a room tour of your place.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I should do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And so let's see. What else can we do that would be a good storyline for Snyder people? Let's go to All Comics. Lad, do you have any questions so far?
No, yeah, this is pretty cool. And this is public, right? Like you can find those lists like on your account page.
Well, I can make that public, because
Oh, okay.
I know DC is not going to make a well. I'm not sure if DCU has an official list of Snyder inspired comics.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you could share like your your collections that you made there.
I'm making a reading list sheet that I'll put on like probably the YouTube page or the Instagram that has like my top stories by character, and then I'll
That's
make
cool.
one for the SnyderVerse.
Yeah.
Just that way, if anyone asks me, I could just send that. But if any of you have any ideas for for which comics look like they were inspired Snyder, or they're very Snydery, drop them in the comments if you're on YouTube, or in the comments on our Instagram page at Under Two Capes Podcast.
Mm.
And then so far, I can't recommend any Green Lantern because we haven't had a Green Lantern yet.
Yeah. Rip.
Just basically any John Stewart Green Lantern is fine because that was his Green Lantern. I was like, yes, all we need is Hawkgirl.
Yeah.
And Wally West.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to find another good one. But anyway, mostly it's going to be when you do, in terms of Snyder stuff, let me go to writers. You're going to live in the Frank Miller area. He is the main Snyder guy because this is where you have like a lot of like the darker takes on superheroes. The world is darker.
Oh man,
need superheroes. This is where you have like a lot. First off, you have a lot of really awesome fight scenes, like we saw in the movie. Like there was this one where like, so do you know the bottled city of Kandor?
yeah. Brainiac's got sitting that on his shelf from.
So in this, Superman has it, and then in there are a bunch of Kryptonian extremists that escape with the help of the Atom.
Oh.
They go crazy because this is actually a group of like Kryptonian extremists. So they go to Themyscira and are like, okay, so surrender. And Wonder Woman just throws a spear at them and spears someone because it's magic. And then all of a sudden it's like this big, massive 300 Lord of the Rings style battle of the Amazons versus the Kryptonians.
Nice. That's so
There's
cool.
this great scene where Wonder Woman calls Batman and Superman. I remember Wonder Woman and Superman are married in this timeline.
Uh-huh.
So there's this great scene where she goes, she calls him up in the little hologram and is like, okay, so I just want to let you guys know the Kryptonians are attacking Amazonia. That's what they call it, Themyscira. And Superman just yeets out without even saying anything. He's like,
yeah.
And then he shows up covered in blood.
Oh man,
it's so great.
Yeah.
And then so that'll be Dark Knight. All-Star Batman and Robin, that's more of the earlier days of Batman's like life, and it's his recruiting of Dick Grayson as Robin. And I believe Snyder said that the Robin suit that's in BVS, that's Grayson's suit. So it's just to sort of assume that in this timeline, instead of Jason Todd, because here's the thing. In this timeline, Jason Todd was the first Robin and not Dick Grayson.
I see.
Yeah. Except in this one, it was Batman's been like watching Dick Grayson for a while to recruit him. But what's funny is, so the Justice League is like forming in this timeline. It's like Superman, Green Lantern, I think the Flash. Was it the Flash? I don't remember what was the lineup in this timeline. Hang on, I'll get the book so I can
yes.
pull that up. Okay, so it was Superman. Hang on, I'm pulling this up. Bear with me, folks. Okay, here we go. It's only 4 people so far. It's Superman, Green Lantern, Plastic Man, and Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman is like super aggressive, and so this is before. So Batman was not a founding member of the League.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea was they were like, okay, so how are we going to manage this Batman character? Because he's like causing all this wanton destruction. He's violating the civil liberties of the criminals, all the classic Superman lines. So Wonder Woman goes, oh, we should just kill him. That's
Isn't
what
that
this one-
like isn't that violating the civil liberties of Batman?
well, he's killing people, so
I guess
there's this
so.
one scene where he meets Black Canary, and so these guys, so he basically lights these criminals on fire and makes out with Black Canary as the criminals are on fire.
Oof.
So yeah, this is not your granddaddy's Batman.
Yeah.
Also have a Barbara Gordon Batgirl. Yes, the Joker has a back tattoo.
Nice.
So maybe that's where David Ayer got the idea for having tattoos on Joker. Actually, to hear him say it, he did that because he wanted to sort of bring Joker into the modern days, because Joker's a crime boss and most crime bosses have tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Knight Strikes Again basically takes place some point after the fight in Dark Knight Returns. And then, so basically in this timeline, the world's like dystopian and ruled by Lex Luthor and Brainiac, except for some reason, Frank Miller drew Brainiac as a frog creature.
What?
Yeah.
Frog?
And then, yeah. And then, so, yeah, I know it's really weird. So, I think so it gets really weird in the storyline. Like, Robin comes back. So what's established in the Dark Knight Returns is that at some point Robin and Batman had their classic falling out, and then Robin left. But this one, Dick Grayson was recruited by the government and experimented upon, in which he became like this sort of Plastic Man like character who dies in this storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also, so Wonder Woman shows up, and this is her first introduction into like the Frank Miller world, because all of his Batman stuff is in one continuity.
Yeah.
And what's hilarious is that she and Superman like do husband and wife things. I'm trying to keep this PG for a PG podcast, but anyway, they copulate, and then it's funny. You see all the news things. It's like hurricane all of a sudden springs up. Smallville hit by an earthquake. In other words, the effects of what's going on. It's so good. It's hilarious. And then immediately he gets her pregnant.
Man.
With the baby from Dark Knight, from Master Race. And then there's another one that came out more recently called Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Child. And it's about where, for some reason, Darkseid is helping Joker run a mayoral campaign. I'm like, what?
This sounds like what era is this? It sounds
like the 1966 era, right?
Yeah.
No, it's modern era. So what they do is, this is the story about where so the main characters in this story are Jonathan Kent, and by that I mean Superman's son with Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Laura, who is Superman's daughter, and Carrie Kelly Batgirl, who is a Batwoman now. And they're basically leading like a rebellion against Lex Luthor, well, not Lex Luthor, but the Joker and Darkseid. So Darkseid eventually dies, and then he becomes true form Darkseid, and I've talked about how powerful that thing is.
Yeah. Well, okay, so you're saying he's become true form before?
Yes, it's not like a new thing that was introduced for the for Infinite Frontier.
I see.
That's why people know that, because let me put it this way: the true form Darkseid is not invulnerable. You cannot defeat it. That's why whenever someone says who'd win, Darkseid or Thanos, say Darkseid every time. Darkseid every time. All he has to do is boom Thanos into another universe, because then he can't use the glove, and then he's just like a fighter. And then even if he kills Darkseid, our good boy becomes true form and just wipes the floor, just disintegrates him. He's like,
oh man.
It eventually turns into a game of The Sims where Darkseid is the guy playing The Sims and torturing people.
Rip.
So let's see, what else? What other storylines can I think of that could be or argue? Well, Metal is pretty dark, but it's not really that type of thing. Oh, I got Darkseid War.
Darkseid War?
Darkseid War. Darkseid, yeah, exactly. And we covered it on the podcast. You can check that out on the YouTubes or on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. So let me go to, it's in the playlist for New 52 Justice League because it was actually the last arc of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So Darkseid War. So in a nutshell, for those that didn't watch that episode, it's Darkseid versus the Anti-Monitor, and the League is caught in the middle. Now, this is pretty much what Justice League 3 is gonna be. Mm-hmm. Except it probably won't include the Anti-Monitor. It's gonna be so. I've seen the whiteboards where they wrote down all this stuff. So basically, what it was, and it's basically going to be an Endgame, except it's the League, Wonder Woman and the Amazons, Aquaman and the Atlanteans, because he convinces them that the land is the 8th kingdom.
Oh, really?
Because you know how like Atlantis was made up of all the different kingdoms?
Yeah.
He goes, no, they're part of us. And then Superman is going to lead the tribes of men, except it's going to be like armies, navies, air forces, all the world's militaries as one. It's basically the entire world becomes the Justice League. And guess who also is included? John Stewart and the Green Lantern Corps. So it's basically this massive endgame style battle against Darkseid.
Pretty cool.
We're going to get that, except with DC characters. And I'm so excited.
So that's coming up then.
Most likely, yeah. I'm saying, and this is all under the assumption that they continue the SnyderVerse, which most likely they will. It's just going to take some time. Just be patient. I would say maybe a month or two. Just give it time. It'll happen. Yeah. Because they can't ignore the cash cow. I know some charts have been coming out that have been refuting that, but really, if you look at all the third-party data on how well the Snyder Cut did, it destroyed every single thing.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what anyone tells you, Snyder Cut was the top thing on HBO Max. All right, so anyway, so what else? What else can we do? Anything in Black Label also, because most likely...
the Black Label, that's kind of intense.
Most likely, if Snyder's does it in comic form, it'll be a Black Label book, because that way he's not... These are designed for like more mature readers, and it offers like the most creative freedom.
Oh man, I thought in the Black Label like super dark. Like, okay, listen, the regular comics are already really pretty dark. Like regular comics should be like rated R, like if it had like a rating like that. But like the Black Label, I can't imagine like just man.
Well, I think we went over a Black Label book. It's the Superman Year One.
We did?
I thought we did an episode in Superman Year One.
How? I don't know. Have we?
Wait, you might have been out for that one.
I might have been missing. Yeah, I must have missed that because I don't quite remember that.
Yeah, I'm checking the podcast episodes. I'm pretty sure you were here. Let me see here. I thought I covered it.
Fans support me on this one. I don't think we've ever done a Superman Year One storyline.
So because it's you, Marvel Civil War, MCU goodness, we love comics, fandom, our movie slate, Venom, DC fandom reactions, favorite stories, and team building. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. It could be we didn't do it.
I guess that's what we need to do next.
Yeah, we'll probably end up doing that. Okay, so here's the interesting story about Black Label. So the first book to come out was Batman Damned, and it's basically more like a supernatural story for Batman. Except here's the funny part, is that there was such outrage online because there's a panel that they meant to censor, but they didn't, that shows Batman's dude parts. Yeah, they censored it. So if I click on this, it's not going to be that. But the point is that's really interesting there.
That was taken out of the Black Label?
That was taken out of Black Label. That was a Black Label book. Because once again, Black Label is more creative freedom.
Very creative.
I'm trying to see what other storylines are close to the Snyder storylines. Well, obviously the death of Superman, because he did that in Batman versus Superman. See, BVS was pretty much Dark Knight Returns, and then the last part of it was like the death of Superman.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why immediately when everyone saw Doomsday in the trailer, they were like, okay, they're doing that now. So it's because whenever Doomsday shows up, he's gonna kill Superman, or at least horribly injure him.
Yeah,
They need to.
I think Superman should just be prepared for Doomsday, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, probably. Oh, another one in terms of Superman. Let me look this up real quick. This was the inspiration for Man of Steel, Superman's Secret Origin by Jeff Johns. This is pretty much him showing up, him getting him landing, meeting the Legion of Superheroes, going to Metropolis, finding the Fortress of Solitude. It basically sets up the Superman status quo because this is during the time period where they were doing like so many different reimagining of the origins of Superman. It's like they've done it like 6 times now, counting the out of continuity storylines.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this was pretty much Man of Steel, except instead of Zod, it's like Lex Luthor, the Parasite, and Brainiac. So pretty much what it is in terms of the Parasite and Lex Luthor, think of it as the Superman Man of Tomorrow movie that I talked about when I did my Fandom reaction, because I watched it at Fandom. That's pretty much roughly what that is. And then in terms of, I'm trying to think of another good storyline that would be like really close. So we did. So I'm looking at my shelf right now. So we did in terms of, let me see. In terms of Suicide Squad, I haven't really read that many Suicide Squad books.
Yeah,
so I'm not really that sure.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like Squadron Supreme or something like that. You know, kind of like bad guys being good guys.
I'd imagine that. An interesting fact about Suicide Squad, there's a rule whenever you write those, one of the characters has to die on the mission.
Oh, really?
Hence the suicide.
I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
And then let's see. You know, it's kind of funny. Squadron Supreme seems like it would be a good project if Zack Snyder ever went to Marvel. I could see him doing Squadron Supreme.
I could see that.
Let me see what other storyline would be a good storyline for Snyder. I'm trying to really think here. And once again, if you guys have any suggestions, you can check it out there. Maybe so maybe what they could also do the Superman Batman story where Supergirl first shows up, because they cast Supergirl. I don't know if Warner Brothers is willing to share their recently cast Supergirl, because we know how they're being total pains in the A's about this whole SnyderVerse thing. But if they can, great, just do that. That'd be terrific. And let's see, I did JLA, I did Darkseid War. How about, maybe, probably, oh, you know what I love? Here's something that definitely should be in the Snyder, technically is in the Snyderverse, if they follow the storylines in the comics, Doomsday Clock. Because he did Watchmen.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Manhattan goes and says, I'm going to go create. So I'm like, hey.
Hey.
Can you imagine if they announced if that's his next project out? If the post-credit scene for Justice League 3 is Batman's in the cave, and then he looks down and just sees the smiley Walmart symbol, the button.
Yeah.
That would be so great. Watch the internet explode like a nuclear bomb if that happens.
People would be really happy. People would be excited.
That'd be great. Or better yet, it's like he opens a portal to another dimension. On the other side is the MCU.
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't happen.
Just like Marvel buys DC, and it's like, all right.
I'm not so sure. I like the idea of like Disney owning everything.
Disney just like Disney buying our podcast. Everyone just make that announcement. We're being sold out to Disney, and we're being forced to make only Marvel episodes.
I cannot confirm that, and I will not confirm that. I don't want to be demonetized. I don't want to be taken down.
Sponsored by Disney.
Hey. All right. Let's see what else. Because I'm trying to give this a nice length of an episode. Probably, maybe the Green Lantern movie. I'm only kidding. He wanted to have Ryan Reynolds in the Green Lantern as the Green Lantern in his movie.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, possible.
By the way, I'm gonna plug this up. Dark Knight, the Master Race. I want to show you this. This is that battle I was talking about. And once again, if you guys will want to see the visuals, please show up to our YouTube channel where I will have the visuals up, because I want to show Lad that battle between the Kryptonians and the Amazons.
Ah, yes.
Hang on. I'm going to pull this up. This is so cool. Hang on. I'm going to go through this. So first off, by the way, this is Carrie Kelly Batwoman's original outfit. Isn't that stupid?
Kind of
right, Barry. All right, so as a Flash fan, what do you think of black, gold, and red on the Flash?
Black, gold, and red.
Right here.
It could look pretty good. I can't get a good look at it there, though.
Oh, right down there. How's this?
Oh, that's kind of cool look. I feel like it needs a little bit more red, but I like the idea of black on the outfit.
But the reason why he's suspended is because the Kryptonians broke his leg, so he can't move. So basically, he's like manning all the computers.
Okay, cool.
And then, okay, so here's what Wonder Woman. Here are all the Kryptonians. Here are all the Amazons. Here's Lara and Jonathan, the little baby.
Yeah.
So they throw the spear, and then wait. Okay, so here's the Batmobile, and then and then watch. So Wonder Woman's like, Batman, I want to inform you that the Kryptonians have declared war on Amazonia, and there goes Superman.
Yeah.
And then here is the Bat-Hole. Well, first, the Kryptonians try and heat vision all the Amazons, but the Amazons have magical shields which like withstand heat vision.
Nice.
And then it proceeds to turn into this.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that is really dope. But I like her like completely gold armor.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then you have the riding Pegasuses.
What's the why?
And then here's all of the dead Kryptonians, and then Superman
that's
shows
a leg.
Up. Makes sense. Yeah, that's a leg. And then and an arm. And then here's Superman making out with Wonder Woman while holding his child.
While drenched in blood.
While drenched in blood. And I love where she goes, I miss you. It's good to see you, lover, especially like this. And I'm like, oh, God.
Yikes.
Jeez. Let's see. So, yeah, we also include Doomsday Clock in the list because, well, first off, Snyder did Watchmen, so it's not totally outside the range of possibility that they could do this.
Yeah.
And I would love if they do this. This would be so great for Snyder's own continuity.
It was pretty dark. I'd say it fits in the SnyderVerse.
Have you seen the movie, lad?
No. I say the Watchmen comic or the Doomsday Clock comic was pretty dark. I feel like it would fit.
Oh, you should read the Watchmen comic. I mean, I haven't read it myself. I've heard about it, which I'll read it and then review it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But it is truly one of the greatest comic stories of all time, written by the guy who wrote The Killing Joke.
Oh, nice.
And the guy
not nice. The Killing Joke is really brutal. What am I saying? Jared,
and the guy
I need comics suitable for my age.
And the guy who revitalized Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing's cool.
And you can do that, lad. You can make it so you can only read like Batman 66 storylines.
It doesn't need to be just Batman 66, but what's something for like my age demographic?
Look!
You know? Hey, that's kind of friendly looking.
Technically, lad, all this is in your age demographic. You're not that much younger than I am. You're not that much younger than I am. Oh, look, it's Wonder Woman 77, Linda Carter, Wonder Woman.
That's nice.
And the really weird Catwoman suit.
Yeah.
The Robin trunks.
Hey, nothing wrong with the Robin trunks. Okay.
Is that Alfred skydiving?
I don't know who that is.
I don't think that's Alfred. I think that's like some dude.
Oh man, dude. So okay, what do they have here in terms of? I'm trying to think of a character I might know, kind of like a more obscure character. Do they have uh the search up the question? I remember that character from
That's a
one
good
of the
question. That's a good question.
yeah. They have. I'm not sure
I
if he might
think
not have
he
his own
has.
comic.
Yeah, he had his own series. I'm seeing it come up. So comic series. The question. He was in the Lois Lane comic.
Yeah, I remember him from a few things. He was kind of cool.
He
And
was in JLU, right?
he may have been. Oh, can
They
you
did
check
an
on?
episode. They did an episode where he was trying to expose a Cadmus plot, I think.
Ah, I see. Okay, try searching up Professor Chimp. I remember him. He's cool.
You mean Bobo?
Yeah,
He's a big player, by the way, in Metal.
really. Professor Chimp?
Metal and Deceased, yeah. And he's on the Justice League Dark, made up of Wonder Woman, Zatanna, Swamp Thing, Man Bat for some reason,
Hmm.
and Professor Chimp.
Hey, Professor
So
Chimp's
he's
kind of cool.
I'm not sure if he has his own comic. I think I actually have a floppy of his own comic. I'm pulling that up.
Ooh, copy of his own comic.
Let me see. Oh, here we go.
Ooh, you found one. Oh, so he does have his own little comic thingy.
He puts on the helmet of Dr. Fate and
Ha!
basically becomes Dr. Fate Chimp.
Nice. Okay, that's kind of cool. You'll have to show me that next time I come over.
That is, I definitely will. I got a lot of stuff to show you. And then
Yeah.
let's see. What other characters do you want me to look up?
Okay.
Oh, by the way, one quick thing. By the way, so remember in the Snyder cut that cop that Gordon was talking to, and he asked, "How will you get in touch with Batman?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy.
That's the Spectre.
How do you know? Wait, he's the Spectre, really?
His alter ego. I think it's like James Corbin. Hey, it's not James.
Yeah,
Corbin.
I think that was the name or something.
It's the Spectre.
You can search it up
DC
on
Comics. Hang on. The Spectre alter ego. Jim Corrigan.
Mm,
Yep. That's him.
interesting.
Obviously, he hasn't become the Spectre yet, but that's the Spectre.
I thought his name was Stephen Amell.
Okay. All right. So, what other things do you want me to look up, lad?
Okay, so can you search up thinking of another character that would be kind of cool? Maybe no, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Captain Cold. Okay, search up Captain Cold. He'd probably be like in the Rogues or something like that.
Most likely, he'll be in any Flash comic, probably.
Yeah, hopefully.
Comic series. Okay. Yeah, obviously, he's in Flash Year Zero, Blackest Night, Final Crisis. Probably all of these have Captain Cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't think he's large enough to have his own series.
Yeah, he might. He probably not.
Yeah, I know Lex Luthor has his own series.
And after that, search up Brainiac.
Brainiac. He was actually the essential figure of one of DC Comics' events called Convergence, which was terrible.
Oh, really?
It's basically, think of it, so what Brainiac did is he took like all his collection of cities and placed them on a planet. So it basically looked like the Secret Wars world.
Yeah.
For Marvel, it was really horrible.
Oh, man.
Anyway, here are all the times Brainiac has been introduced. Because remember, Brainiac 5 is a member of the Legion of Superheroes.
That's the future group, right?
Yeah. In fact, what they do is that in Injustice Gods Among Us 2, when you play as Brainiac and play through the little training session that allows you to like go through the entire lineup. So the final boss is always Brainiac. But what's cool about it, and when you play it, each character gets their own unique ending. In this ending, if you beat Brainiac as Brainiac, it's revealed that you're playing as Brainiac 5.
Oh, that's kind of trippy.
Yeah, that's really dope. I like that. Well, how about Enchantress from the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, check that out. That could be kind of cool.
Let's see. Comic. Well, there she is in Bombshells. Misty Q. So that's probably like, is this like a college story? Oh, yeah. Sometimes these stories should not be written.
Yeah.
Okay, she's in Strange Adventures. She's in the Suicide Squad. There she is in the new 52 Justice League Dark. Let's see. What other characters would be pretty cool to show up? Oh, here's Diablo.
Diablo. Oh, I remember that person from Suicide Squad. Okay, the ninja lady or the warrior.
Katana.
Katana.
I suggest you not get hit by her sword. It traps the souls of his victims.
Yeah, I remember that line.
I really hope they released David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad.
Man, we'll see.
What other character,
will
lad?
see.
Give me a hard one.
Okay, let's see. Really obscure character. Trying to think of some of the most obscure character I can think of. Can you search up what's his name? I'm trying to blank. The guy that's like pink and orange and he has kind of like morphing powers and stuff like that. He's on the Outriders or the Outsiders group with Batman at some point. Like Metamorpho or Metamorphosis.
Metamorpho. I really hope I'm spelling this right. Oh, there he is.
Hey, it's that guy.
He's the Arkham universe?
Huh.
That's weird. I didn't know that. And yeah, he was in the series.
Wait, so I saw some. There's something called Legends of Tomorrow. Was that like a TV series before or comic series?
Is that comics? Apparently.
Oh, so Legends of Tomorrow was like. I wonder if they were. I wonder what. Search up Legends of Tomorrow in the search bar.
That's a good idea. I'm pretty sure the time travel part was for the TV show.
Yeah.
Legends of here we go.
Huh.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Looks like they were some sort of superhero team, and they just took the name.
This is just a dive into adventures with Metamorpho, Firestorm, the Metal Men, and more. And the Metal Men were these things. They were basically Doctor. I'm trying to remember his name.
They were in Batman Brave and the Bold, I believe.
Yeah. So basically, what they are, they're robots. They put these little like sphere things that give them like intelligence, and he dropped them into a bunch of different metals. So you have like tin, gold, platinum, copper, and then they all have like different personalities and stuff.
That's cool.
When the crime syndicate took over Earth, Cyborg recruited them because remember when I talked about Forever Evil, the Justice League was locked in the Firestorm Matrix. So yeah, that's new. I didn't know. Is that Felicity Smoke? That looks like Felicity Smoke.
Kind of, yeah.
All right, let's see. What other characters should I bring up? Let's look at White Canary.
White Canary.
Because that's an actual character, except it's like a really obscure character. Oh, there he is.
White Canary?
White Canary.
Hey, see, she's canon, okay? Stop giving her so much.
But she's like, here's why I didn't think she was canon. You never hear about her.
Yeah.
I wonder if her name is actually Sarah Lance.
Man.
Oh. Yeah, I'll check out. I'm sure by the way, this Birds of Prey storyline is way better than the movie.
I can't imagine, yeah.
No matter what, I'm sure it's better than the movie. Lad, have you seen Birds of Prey?
No.
I'm going to tell you something that I have never told anyone when it comes to superhero movies. Do not see this movie. Do you trust me when it comes to good cinema?
Yeah. I mean, if
Go
you
see
say
this
it's
movie.
bad, then it must be bad.
It is bad. It is Justice League 2017 bad.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, it is really, really bad. All right, so I'm trying to find one more search, lad.
Mhm.
Pick someone really, really, really obscure.
Okay. Even more obscure than that. Ah man. Who could even
While lad looks that up, I'll go to a general look through of this. Okay, so here's it organized by storyline. So here are all the different storylines. All-Star Superman is a great one for really understanding Superman. It's where Superman has a year to live and then he goes back and helps people. Aquaman Throne of Atlantis is pretty much the Aquaman movie. And then this was, it was in the New 52, by the way, that the Trench were introduced for the first time.
Oh really?
So they're a new introduction pretty much.
Can you search up like Black Manta?
Black Manta. Yep, there he is. Yep, there he is. Let me go to comic books so we can see him on the covers. Here's Black Manta fighting Aquaman. Here's Black Manta being recruited to the new Suicide Squad. Here is, let's see what other, here's Black Manta in Brightest Day. Here's Black Manta in Injustice Year Zero. Here is Black Manta in DC Rebirth. So yeah, here's Black Manta.
Nice. Black Manta, all right.
He's a cool character. I really enjoy Black Manta. Because it's like Aquaman killed his father, so that's actually a really good motivation.
Yeah, that's true.
And then in terms of, okay, so I'm trying to think of more Snydery storylines, because that's why I brought up the storylines. One that seems like it would be a Snyder story would be Batman Hush. Because it's like a little more on the dark side. And then we have, let me see here. Let me see. I'm trying to think of other storylines. Once again, if you guys think of any storylines, go ahead and drop them in any of the comments, whether or not be Instagram or YouTube. We'd love to hear from them, and then we may even read some out there. Cyborg has his own storyline, which we should review Cyborg comics sometime. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I think he'll be our next character episode because he's hot now, and that'll give us like a lot of attention for that. Emperor Joker is the one where Joker gets the ultimate power of the fifth dimension imp, Mixelplick. He gets all but 1% of the power of Mixelplick and rewrites it so he's the emperor of the world, and only Superman knows the truth.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Superman has to fight the Joker. And then let's see, what other ones could there be? Probably okay, I brought up the JLA from specifically Grant Morrison, because that's more of like, I mean, really any Justice League run from Grant Morrison and on was really that, because first off, that's the classic lineup of the team, and then additionally, it's let me see, you have it's good if you want to see like how the team is supposed to react, so we can see why Snyder's Justice League is amazing. Let's see, and then I guess that's pretty much it. Well, once again, if you guys have any ideas on storylines that we may have missed, or storylines that you think remind you of any of Snyder's storylines, please let me know, and then we'll review them. But Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll be sure to and we have a lot of great stuff coming along. I
Yep.
know Lad has to go because he's going to go see Godzilla v Kong.
Yep.
Which I saw it. It's really good. Actually, Lad, if you want to go and I'll keep recording stuff, you can go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump out if you wanna. Yeah, if you wanna continue with all that, and yeah, maybe we'll discuss that in a future time. All right, I'm
all right,
jumped
Lad,
out,
have
guys.
a good one.
See ya.
Have a good one, Lad. All right, so I hope Lad enjoys that movie. It was pretty good. I liked it. It was pretty cool. I guess I'll talk about that a little bit. So, what I like about Godzilla v Kong is that I mean, you can argue about who won, Godzilla or Kong, but they each won one of the fights that they specifically had. It was like one for Godzilla, one for Kong, and then they teamed up against. Actually, I'm not going to tell you anything. I already told you enough with the team up, but basically each one got his own thing, and then the human characters were a little more important in this than they were in the previous kaiju movies. Well, then again, they weren't that central to the storyline, but I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. I felt it was pretty cool. And so let's see, what else? What else can I talk about? I guess we'll talk about the Ray Fisher situation. So I read the article that came on the Hollywood Reporter, and it was very upsetting. And needless to say, it was very upsetting to hear about everything that that the cast and crew went through under Whedon. I'm only gonna brush on it, like for right now, because I want to have Lad on here to have a discussion about it. But basically, these guys went through hell. Like, Whedon threatened Gal Gadot's like career if she didn't do scenes that he wrote. Well, the dialogue that was like super terrible. If you've seen Justice League 2017, you know what I'm talking about. Like Flash landing in Wonder Woman's boobs. Fun fact, well, not really fun fact. The reason why her head's facing away from the camera is because Gal Gadot refused to film that scene, so that's her stunt double. Which I still think that's like the worst thing ever. The thirsty line, I'm not gonna go into that one, was all Whedon. It's like basically everything of Justice League that was bad was Whedon. That's why when you see the Snyder cut, you're like, oh, this is way better. There's none of the BS in it. So those are my thoughts on it. I did like how the screenwriter Chris Terrio basically unloaded on Warner Brothers and basically goes that the Craftus League was basically an act of vandalism. I love that. That's super great. I love that. And so let's see. What else can we talk about right now? So yeah, we'll do like a room tour episode at some point, and then put that on the YouTube channel, Instagram. And as it relates to future podcast stuff, like I mentioned before, we're going to do more scripts. In the summer, we're going to do more like the other shows like that I have on the YouTube channel. Knights of Mandalore is going to have more stuff because we're going to do a Bad Batch reaction episodes because that's coming out in the summer, which I'm so excited for. We'll do more news channel episodes. Just right now, school is pretty crazy. That's why I haven't done so much on the other other shows I have on the thing, but they'll be done. Maybe I'll have Charlotte back and we'll do some more Star Wars Mandalorian lore. Then let's see, what else can we do? And then next week's episode, I'm still thinking about what I want to do. It's still gonna be Snyder, 100% still gonna be Snyder. And then so and we're waiting until the entire Falcon and Winter Soldier series the season has completed, until we've seen all of the episodes. That way we can do a nice long episode review of it all at once. That's why we haven't done Falcon and Winter Soldier yet, but we are going to cover them. We are definitely going to cover them. And then let's see. I'm trying to think of what else we can do. Probably. Also in the summer, I'm going to experiment because I have a game capture. So we can experiment with doing gaming tournaments. Like I'll put on Injustice, Gods Among Us, and we'll have little tournaments and put them on the YouTube channel. And so let's see what else. What else can we do that'll be really, really fun? And probably I guess that's it for me right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Lad, enjoy the movie if you're listening to this, and stay heroic, everyone. Bye bye.